The B2S podcast is brought to you by Motivated Apparel. Motivated Apparel, the premier gear for motivation. A brand that motivates, inspires, and empowers you to stay motivated while chasing your dreams. Head on over to www.shiftmotivations.com/shop Motivated Apparel and grab yourself some Motivated Apparel today.
What up, world? How's everybody doing today, man? Welcome to another episode of the Blueprint to Success podcast, man. We're excited to be joining you guys today, man. Glad you guys are tuning in. So we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. So once again, welcome to the Blueprint to Success podcast. It's your boy. I'm your host, Mike Mariner, a.k.a. the Shift Motivator. And along to my left, your right, man, my co-host, my brother from another mother. What's up, Alxndr?
What's happening, man? What's going on? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing today? What's up, man?
I am doing great. I am
For
great.
sure. What's cracking?
It's cracking like it.
That's it.
That's good. Having a great week, man.
Yo, week been good. Had a little some little hiccups at work, but
Yeah.
it's all good though. One thing like once you say you want to do something, everybody see the other side where they blowing up. They riding big. They getting money. They getting sales, or they getting muscles, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you want to do. But when it comes to that learning curve, it's a learning curve that comes with it. So I'm just getting adjusted to the learning curve. Like things you have to, the things that they don't glorify and show you behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Taxes and other stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna leave it like that.
Be in people's pockets, man.
For sure.
Yeah. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Yes, sir. And then y'all got to introduce my brother from the same mother. Give it up for the artist, the creator, the producer, the comedian, the actor, and everything else in between. What up, everybody? Man, y'all give it up. Make some noise for Boy Wonda, man. My brother from the same mother. What's happening, Boy Wonda?
Hold on. I'm finna go to the house. Hold on. What's good?
He coming from the house right now. Okay, let's go.
He tell you gotta get a shirt, bro. I'm coming from the house.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm trying to get right, man. I'm trying to get right.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that sticks, dog. That sticks. Doing good, man. This has been a trying week, but good. Tiring week, but good.
Yeah.
Been able to do, all of what's required, To whom much is given, much is required.
True.
Right. Same thing on that learning curve.
Yeah, learning curve.
Bro,
yeah.
I'm telling you, bro,
Yeah.
it's no joke on this side behind the scenes, man. It takes a lot of work, dedication, consistency, and persistence, and just willingness to want to do it. So, but one thing I appreciate, I have a passion and a love for it. So I just can't wait to be able to do it on a real full-time scale. You know what I'm saying? Just that's all I can focus on is just my company.
Yeah.
So that's what I look forward to, man. And just I appreciate the jobs, but this is just a stepping stone in the right direction to get me to where I'm ultimately going to be. So well, we all gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, you can do lunch, man. Yeah, because I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna be good. So, but everything is good, man. It's been touring too, man. So it's been a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing. Some more doors unlocking.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. That's it, man. That's life, man. You just take everything day by day. As you give, and that's why you just don't jump out there unless you if it's a faith move. That's what you do. If God tell you that's what you do, then that's what you do. If you jumping out there by faith, I'm just gonna jump out and pull the parachute on the way down. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you do. But
Trying to tell you,
a lot of time we make this entrepreneurship life and we glorify it, and then when you start hitting that learning curve, you know what I'm saying? Then you be like, whoa.
It lets you know if you really want to do this or not. Like, this is no joke.
Oh no, it's not, man. It's
not.
It's not. It's so much to it, you know. And things you have to set up and things you have to do, and you learn as you go. And sometimes you're just not in a position to invest in a course. Sometimes you're not in a position to invest in a certain type of mentor. You know what I'm saying? Because let's face it, man. Mentorship ain't free. You know, a lot of these, when you try to get in these spaces where people that have hit in a certain place, you know, there are programs and courses and things that they offer, and a lot of times it's not cheap, you know. And so sometimes it comes as a big sacrifice.
It does.
So, and I think that's why, I guess we just, the conversation kind of going that way, so I guess we just gonna dive right in. So I guess that's why you just gotta,
exactly.
Yeah, it kind of piggybacking off of the episode from last week, man. Y'all go check that out on episode 10 or 11. No, episode 11, right?
11.
Yeah. We moving, man.
Man on mission. You feel me?
For sure.
Yeah, man. Check out Man on Mission, episode 11, man, where we're talking about this a little bit. So it's very important, you know, being connected to the right people for the right reasons, you know. And so in this thing called life, man, it can get kind of hectic, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having to have kids, family, spouses, you know, jobs, businesses, churches, ministry, you know, things that goes on in people's everyday life, and sometimes you can lose yourself in the process, and it seems to get overwhelmed, you know. But that's why it's very important to have a core group of people around you that can like uphold you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People that'll be something that I call, you know, pillars and posts. I did when I was blogging some years back, I did an article, and that's where this podcast is coming from, as I was kind of going through some notes this week. So it's actually called Pillars and Posts, you know, where we're talking about how important it is to decipher the people in your life. Is that a pillar in your life, or is it a post? You know, pillars, when you think about a pillar, right? You're thinking about a large building. You're not thinking about a small building.
No.
You know,
they gonna uphold more.
Yeah,
they can
you know what I'm
sustain
saying?
more.
Exactly. So, you know, that pillar is gonna be more sturdy. It's gonna be able to hold more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's upholding a large structure.
Yeah.
But then when you think about a post, the building might not be as large, might not be as sturdy. You know what I'm saying? And posts, you know, it may break on you.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like you don't want people in your life that will break on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's real important to have those type of people and to discern those type of people in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, man, the way the climate is now, man, it's like, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. And I look at how we grew up, you know, growing up in the 80s and, you know, 90s. And life was a lot more simpler, you know.
Yeah. You didn't have really as much stress and much worries as you do today.
Nope.
And it's just, like, even just seeing how things change from even back in the city, right? We used to have all these orange groves, and, you know, before you see all these houses and properties going up, it just used to be straight grove. And you're thinking about, man, even at the time having the opportunity to invest in that land one day can possibly be what it is, to just hold out and then get the biggest price for what you want. And now it's just like, man, they're just taking over building all over. So now it's just like the equity of that area is going up. And it's just like, even in different areas that were just like small 2 lanes are now 4 lanes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And now they're becoming metropolitan area. You think about Winter Haven. Winter Haven has become like a mini Orlando. And 5 o'clock,
you know what?
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I was about to say it, because at 5 o'clock, bro, I be like, man, this feel like Tampa. Cause I'm from Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh man, it's,
for real,
bro, it's crazy.
Go on 56 and Bush at 4:30. You be like, man,
it's crazy. Dude, shoot, man, I stopped at Walmart at one morning. It had to be like 8, 9 o'clock, bro. parking lot was packed. I'm like, what?
What day was it?
The 6 a.m. folk.
It's early in the week.
That woke up at 4 or 5.
I'm like, well, you know, so it's like, man, life is so complex now, man, and it's like you got to have some type of sustainability in your life, and if you can't find it in somebody within your circle, where can you find it? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I had seen a post on Instagram, and I want to try to get this right, and it was actually a post about men, and it was talking about how certain men, when it comes to certain things, they seclude themselves because of the stress of being the man and having to portray all of these things as, you know, king, priest, provider, and all the stuff that, you know, we're supposed to do.
Yep.
But when you're dealing with the pressures and you have no place to release it, and they was talking about how the man just secludes himself, and then they was talking about like suicide, talking about the suicide rates and different things of that and other, and it was actually particularly talking about the rates in dealing with men and what actually causes it. And so they were just talking about the different things as far as, you know, just dealing with the stresses and the pressures of life.
Right.
And then trying to uphold that manly stature as if I can do it all on my own. I'm straight. I'm good. That type of ordeal. And then it leads to one thing that kind of leads to, it may lead to depression. And then it kind of may leads into suicidal thoughts. And then so it kind of, it's like a downhill trickle effect. So it's
real.
Yeah. You know, it was. I don't remember what the stats was on it, but it was kind of staggering. You know, it was kind of staggering. So it's like when you don't have an outlet, man. If pressure bursts a pipe, then what you think it'll do to the human being? You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have an outlet, to lean on, because you definitely don't want to be. You don't want to post. That joke will break at any time. You know, you want somebody that's strong and sturdy in your life that can talk you off the ledge when sometimes. Because let's be honest, man. There'll be some times where you on the ledge. You know what I'm saying? And you may be in a position where you in so deep that you can't talk yourself down.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's where those people come in at. And so, you know, I just want to open up the floor with that, man. It's connections is what's something that I maybe to come to me as we go, but it was something that I had wrote a while back dealing with connections and relationships. So maybe to come to me as we talk. But I thought it was kind of profound to bring up at this time. But as you know, as we go along, maybe I'll say it if it comes to me. But you know, just kind of open dialogue, man.
Who was your favorite for you, Mike? Who was your favorite? Not favorite, cause I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but I'm not gonna lie.
You coming from the house?
Right now, I'm coming straight from the house. Like, no
Straight
cap.
from the house. Straight like that.
I'm coming straight from the house. Like, I'm out the front door. Like, you ever seen somebody who older and they come outside in the morning at 7, they got that house robe on? I'm coming like that right now, bro. Like, my son, bro, is my favorite human on the face of this earth. My favorite human. I love everybody, but my son, bro, is my. When I look at his face, bro, it's just like. Even when he get in trouble, he get this. He give you this muffled face, like. It's muffled face, like. Because he know he in trouble, and it's just so cute, and man, I have to act like I'm upset, right? So I have to be like, man. But my son's my favorite human. But anyway, but in your life, like, other than your relationship with God, we all know that trump everything, because once this start beating, it's game time. It's that's it. Like, I don't think people understand that. Once your heart start beating and you finna go where you finna go, it's real. So other than that though, flesh and blood, which relationship to you is like prominent in your life, and who is that person and why?
Man, I can answer that easy. That's my wife.
Okay.
That's my ride or die. Shouts out, baby, because I know she always listening. And we just celebrated back in August 23 years marriage, and 25. I want to say 24. Been together 25, married 23. And it ain't always been a cakewalk, but we stuck it out. And I ain't gonna draw that out. Maybe that's me for another time. But just the thing that we've been through, and but man, the love is real, bro. Like I talk to my wife like multiple times every day. Like not for long stints, you know what I'm saying? Because we both got work to do. So, but like I can share with her anything. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, sometimes I try to make sure I try to pick and choose because I don't want to weigh her down with certain stuff. But a lot of times and it's crazy you asked that because just in retrospect, what I just said about the statistic with the man. Yeah. Like I said, when they was, that week when my daughter and she was asking me about, I was like, I just told her straight up, no, I'm not okay. I'm having a bad week. No, I can do that with her. And she won't look at me differently because I know I've looked at a lot of podcasts and videos on social media where that was a big conversation. Well, the man exposes himself to the female, but then the female looks at him differently because now she looks at him as weak when the man is hurting. So if I can't expose myself to you, then what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you say you my ride or die, and I can't trust you with my most intimate feelings, then what are we doing?
And that adds on another layer of stress because you can't. You're not allowed to communicate your vulnerability. You're not allowed to be. That this is how intimacy is increased within relationships. It's honesty, it's transparency, it's humility because you have to humble yourself to even come to your partner or spouse and be like, look, this was going on.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I'm
There could be a
jacked up
situation.
right now.
Look, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it goes back to even with picking the right partner, not the perfect partner, but the right partner, the right spouse, the right good. Business.
Repeat that again.
Right.
Repeat it again, bro, for real, because people think that,
say it again for the people in the back.
They got a perfect relationship. No, they just got the right person for them. And with that right person, they create an atmosphere of them too. So you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
And I remember some years ago, I was with Brother Wayne. This is when he was kind of like teaching me how to run the sound and everything. And he was like, hey, you seeing anybody, man? It was like, I was like, man, I'm looking, man. I say, I'm looking. I say, man, but and this is how crazy society paints this picture that you have to have it all together in order to have someone special. Like, he was like, man, I was like, man, I gotta have this in line, this in line, this in line, this in line, this in line. He's like, what? Well, what are y'all gonna do together? Like, what can y'all build together, man?
Right.
Like, if you have all this, and this, what is she gonna be able to do? Right. I was like, well, I never thought about it like that because it's like one thing I really don't want to do is go into a marriage struggling. Like, I want to be straight.
Right.
But I have to use wisdom at the same time because it's like you don't want to pass something that God has for you just because you're where you are.
Right.
Because that could be the person that help you to get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
So when he kicked that game to me, I was like, aha.
For sure.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, Brother Wayne. Shout out to Brother Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And he's always dropped jewels on me. Pastor Tim, Pastor Tracy, they have always, they keep me straight when it comes to that, even with mom and dad and like the example they set for us and knowing how to treat those that we come in contact with. That you got your wife now. I'm looking for mine. I'm looking. So, but it gives me hope. Yeah. Like, and then I learn a lot more. I learn a lot more from y'all. I learn from you. I learn from everybody around me. And it was crazy because it's like one season of my life, people was coming to me like I was a marriage counselor. I was like, man, look, all I can tell you is what I can see what it looked like. Right. But, I ain't certified like that. Right. But it was crazy. It was just a season that people just kept boom, boom, boom. And then God would just give me wisdom to be able to speak whatever it is to their situation and they able to get that right and situated. And it was just for a long time, like maybe a couple seasons, bro. I was just like, okay, Lord, I see you using me. I ain't never been married, though. But you preparing me and you teaching me. Right. And then, I learned a lot from Canton, too, with different, workshops he had in business, like how you do business, ministry, with your spouse and your wife. She's like, man, my wife, she do all my booking. She do all the scheduling. She makes sure I'm with whatever the kids got going on, whatever. So I take all of this stuff into consideration because, man, it's even more important to me now than ever to have the right partner.
Right.
I gotta have that. I have to have that. Mm-hmm. It's a necessity and a need for me because I need to know that I'm safe in this space. Mm-hmm. We're safe in this space. We create an environment that we can uplift each other, that we can motivate each other and be like, you know what, you don't look yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to find that, bro. It is. It's
hard,
hard,
bro. It's the climate. Everything is superficial, man.
And it's like, and I pay attention, bro. Like, I pay attention to things that I hear. I've went out on dates. I've kind of, you know, connected with people that was like, well, this seemed like a good situation, but then it's like God allowed me to hear things. It's like, oh, okay, you want your man to take care of you. Yeah, I got that.
Uh-oh.
Take care. Okay, I understand that.
You get me started, bro.
But it's
too early for that, bro.
It made me feel like, well, dog, like, cause we in this thing together, you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm hearing more what you need and more of what you want versus what you need. So it's like, man, no, this ain't it.
It goes back to what you said, bro. Everybody's trying to come to the table already fixed, and you ain't got nothing. You're not looking at what you can build together. Because if he ain't got this and she ain't got that, I ain't dealing with them. Yeah. That's why we have all these broken homes right now. Like, bro, the reason our kids are jacked up is because we jacked up. Mm-hmm. Bro, the conversations I've had with kids, bro, is like along the same lines.
It is crazy. And they feel like they can't be themselves.
Exactly.
They feel like they're always going to be looked in your eyes into them as a failure. As somebody, well, if I don't have this, I ain't got this to give you. Well, what good am I to you?
Well, shoot, sometimes, but you know, bro, sometimes they don't have the capacity to be themselves. The kids be so much dealing with daddy problems and mama problems, so like, hold on, let me figure out who I am. Mm-hmm. I'm 12. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need y'all grown issues on me. Mm-hmm. Right, like, y'all, I'm hearing about bills and arguing and stuff like that. Who is Tanisha?
Be the man of the house.
Who is Tanisha? I don't know no Tanisha. He ain't know all that. He 12. You know what I'm saying? He 12 years old.
He just trying to play basketball or go out there and just be in his. He just trying to be a ball diamond.
My man's just trying to play the game, and y'all talking about who is Tanisha?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's too much. So, kids gotta be. Kids gotta be kids, bro.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, kids are living adult lifestyles. Like, what don't they have access to?
No. Adults are living kid lifestyles. It's a whole bunch of grown children. Mm-hmm. It's a whole bunch of grown children, bro. Adults are living children lifestyles.
It's like, that 12-year-old boy or that 12-year-old girl.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, they still kids.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? So it actually works both. It works. I agree with you what you're saying, but it still works both ways because their children living adult lives.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They raise themselves.
Yeah, because
shouldn't have to provide or.
I mean, like I said, you got kids who are trying to provide for the house. You got kids trying to go to school, trying to figure it out, and then some of them are playing sports, so they got all this stuff, weighing on them, and then the dating scene is so jacked up, and it's like, you know what? And I'm glad because we was trying to figure out what we was going to talk about tonight, but I'm kind of glad it kind of went this way because even just this week I was in some conversation with a couple of the kids at the school, and I was thinking about, I was like, man, I want to segue this in on the podcast somehow, but I don't know how we going to do it because I really ain't, we really ain't have no, where we was going to go with it. So, but it's just like dating. Like, you have a kid that has morals, that wants exactly what we're talking about. Somebody that I can say, hey, babe, I had a kind of a rough day.
Yeah.
Had a rough day at school. Had a rough day on the job. This is one of the kids sharing this with me, bro. And like, but she wants to go in, doing this over here and doing that over there, and I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? And so we broke up. And this ain't the first time I heard this conversation from a young person. So it's nobody's. It's like everybody's everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like a faithful relationship is almost like non-existent. It's like they're cool with being a side chick, or they're cool with having multiple partners. You know what I'm saying? And then we wonder, like everybody's like, well, who are you to say? It's like, oh, come on, man. Let's look at the stats, right? They take God out of the schools, everything start going haywire.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if you're Christian or not. It don't matter. The proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? If you don't set discipline and structure in your life, let's see how much havoc you don't have. Let's see you not put a budget in your finances, and let's see how far you get. Let's see how you not set boundaries and how you talk to your spouse, and let's see how far that relationship goes. You see what I'm saying? So if we don't set boundaries in our lives, then how are we going to set boundaries in our kids' life? Because right now the kids are haywire, bro.
Yeah.
We was playing last night. We had a regional game last night, right? One of my buddies, she showing me on her phone, and I'm not going to name the school, bro. Like I'm talking about, it was a brawl. Like a freaking brawl in the cafeteria, bro. Like I'm talking about, dude came, and she told me what had happened over some stupid stuff. Dude came cross on dude like, yeah.
90% of the time it is.
Ooh. And then next thing you know, two came from this way, two came from that way, next thing you know, about 20 or 30 of them. Like just straight brawling, bro.
And it's serious when it hit is a sound effect. Yeah.
It's like, ooh.
Snap.
And I'm watching this on the phone, bro, and I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, it's like an all-out brawl, bro. I'm like, man, kids are under control, bro. And they're under control is because we have allowed a system to come in and penetrate the family life to where discipline and structure is not needed. That's bull crap.
Well, it's not
needed.
It's not a pillar.
There you go.
It's a post.
It's not a pillar. It's a post.
There you go. There you go.
They think
And a post that ain't even got a strong foundation. It's just
because with small stuff, you don't need a pillar. You need a post. You know what I'm saying? But with big matters, you need a pillar.
yeah.
It's a reason why God set laws and
Let's say obey the laws of
legislations
the
and stuff
land.
like that.
Yeah.
And He knows. For small stuff, you need posts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Bro, how
That's
would this
good.
world be
That's good.
without laws and regulations, bro?
Yeah, man, bro, do you know how many people I see run stop signs on a daily basis?
bro, right in front of Mom was talking about she talking something. I'm finna email grade. She can't even send an email talking about. She don't know how to open her email. She talking about I'm finna email Grady Judge. She said if I put a camera on this stop sign, we getting some money. We getting some money, bro. Everybody, you know what I'm talking about, that stop sign right there in our yard, bro. Bro, they do not, bro. Bus drivers, the school bus, bro. Big old yellow joint just slide through the stop sign.
Oh wow!
They don't stop.
No. They get their roll on.
We the only ones who stop at that stop sign.
And that's crazy.
The only ones who stop at that stop sign. I'm talking about, 97% of people who come to our neighborhood just ride through that stop sign. And Mom's is like, if I put a camera on this stop sign and email Grady Judd, he said, I bet you he'll pay us a percentage of the stop sign tickets because this is crazy.
Yeah.
School buses, bro, ride straight through it.
Wow.
They don't even stop.
Yeah, go and get that phone out.
Bro, hold on.
Start recording.
I know y'all be talking, I be tripping. The police officers, they don't completely stop. I'm just being real. They do like a yield joint and they slide through it. Mm-hmm. They don't be stopping.
Stop.
So, that's crazy, bro. They don't be stopping, bro.
And again, it's just like one of those things. If you don't do it, let me pull you over. Let me get you a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Citizens arrest. Citizens arrest. Homo power.
Shazam.
I tell you, man.
It's crazy, man. And without discipline and structure in your life, you plan to fail. Because that is necessary. That is needed. You need boundaries. You need business etiquette. You need character. You need integrity. You have to have these things, man, in order to be someone in society that deems admirable. You know what I'm saying? That deems like I could rock with dude because dude's solid. He ain't late. He about his business. He's got his ducks in a row. He's this, that, and the third. Like I can rock with dude. And just like you say, how important it is with people that we connect with, man. Like with having pillars. Like I'm blessed to have a huge amount of pillars, even though my circle is small. Mm-hmm. Blessed to have that because I done had my season of post in my life.
Right. We all have.
Come back. Come back.
Like Lurch on the Adam Family.
So who are some of your pillars and why are they like your favorite people?
Man, aside from y'all, my boy Knowledge and Pastor Tim.
Yeah, I'm some solid guys.
Like T Strike.
Okay. Yeah. I'm some solid guys. When I first met them, man, it was like, yeah, these some solid cats. I see why, bro.
Pastor Tim, Knowledge, DJ Kojak, T Strike and his wife. And man, I just even looked at over the years of just different shows I've done in different places. Like I had to really kind of like compartmentalize, okay, I'm pretty much gonna see these folks only pretty much at shows. These folks here, we used to be close, but it ain't like that no more. But there's still a mutual respect there. There's still a mutual love. Then I got this over here. These my day ones that been rocking with me since then. My boy Greg and Jeej. So like I have a lot of pillars in my life, but I've had plenty posts that I'm just like, you know what, I can't hang on to what is evident.
Right.
Because when you try to hang on that, you have all this old structure. You got cracks. You have all this, and it's about to cave in.
Right.
You ain't got no kind of pillars or structure.
Right.
You even have buildings that have pillars and posts.
Right.
But the pillars is going to make sure that everything is sustained.
Right.
So you ain't got no exactly.
Right.
And the post gonna do what the post gonna do.
Yeah.
So how do a person, because I know sometimes when we talk about on her, you know what I'm saying, we just be going, but
yeah.
And before, a couple of y'all go back and check out the episodes, be like the first few episodes, cause we was kicking it like this, but,
right?
So, I come from the house, right? So
straight like that,
and I'm pretty sure a lot of people come from the house, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what makes a person a pillar or a post, and how can even me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, how do you identify a pillar, a
this
post?
Is good.
What makes a person a pillar, and just because you a post don't make you less important than the pillar,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So like, break it down for us, cause I be learning from y'all all the time. You feel me? Like,
basically, a pillar deposits. They basically deposit and give what you need, what you give in return.
okay.
Post, most so, they can give to a certain extent. Like it gets to a point, just like I've had, like when, for example, before I went to Real World Records, I was a part of TNT Entertainment. They could only get me as far as they could, and we still have that relationship. But we know for certain that this journey right here is ended. So it's not a bad thing.
For as long
right.
as it needed to.
Right. And it was just understanding in seasons as seasons go because we want to hang on to what we knew, the memories that we created. Like, I remember this and I remember that. But you get stuck in that zone, and now you can't further do what God called you to do and be a pillar to those you need to be because you're stuck on the post. So basically, the pillars, they give a little more. They understand where you at. Y'all see eye to eye.
Yeah.
And y'all are in each other's life. It's not just from one side.
Yeah.
Pillars, a circle, a group of people that's just solid. That's just there.
Right. It's good. I'm gonna piggyback off of that. We both had the light bulb went off at the same time.
This was like, ooh.
I'll take the answer for 200, Alex.
Hey, listen. Tag, you it.
Y'all crazy.
And my 2 cents to that is it's what they're made of. Mm-hmm. That's how you're able to discern what's a pillar and a post in your life. It's what they're made of, because they're not both. They can be made from a certain material or from the same material, but there's still going to be something that's added to that pillar that's not going to be in that post because of what it needs to hold up and what its responsibility is. So I'm not going to tell my deep. I can have a homeboy, right? But he might not be a pillar to where I can share my deep, darkest secrets to.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But maybe my pastor over here that we have a really good relationship with, I can share that with him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the cat that I grew up with 10 toes deep, man, we've been homies for like 30 years. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He know everything. We done been through it. We done been through the mud together, everything. You know, I may be able to share that with him because he made up differently. You know, he proven himself. He proven himself because I've shared certain situations and it didn't get back to me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's a process of learning yourself, and it's just and what I was talking about earlier came to me. Here's the thing about determining relationships in your life, right? We're talking about pillars and posts, so we're talking about makeup, right? So structure, everything. So what is that person's character like? What does it look like? Not what you want it to be. What does it actually
look like?
Because sometimes, like you said, we want to hang on to something, and it's showing you, like Dr. Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So it's like you're trying to make that relationship work, or you're trying to make that connection work, and it wasn't meant to work.
Oh, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
You want them to be how you want them to be.
Exactly.
And that's a form of control. And that's not going to work for you.
Right.
It's not going to be good.
Right. You know.
It's like holding on to the rope.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Hold on to it. It's going to hurt. It's going to burn.
Gotta let it go. Yeah, and then too, it's like what it was. It's like you wanna connect with somebody that you can relate to, because there's a difference between connection and relationship. And when you look at relationship, you're looking at relate. So I can connect with you and not be able to relate with you. But it's hard for me to relate with you and not connect with you. So you want somebody that you can more so relate to than not just connect to.
So I can connect. So I can have a connection with a person and not relate to them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I ain't never think about it like that.
Yeah,
like,
I can connect with, just like Man and Mission. I can connect with you because of what you're doing, but I still don't relate to you.
I feel you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
I can connect with you because of what you do for me, but I still don't relate to you mentally. So that relationship is only going to go so far.
Exactly.
Because, prime example,
it's superficial.
Come on, cuz.
it's superficial. Or prime example.
Come on, cuz.
And we was just talking about this not too long ago. Why is it when you look at education, it's prominent in the women and not in the men? Ooh, don't get mad at me, fellas.
Oh my gosh.
You got women conferences over here. You got women conferences over there. When you go into an empowerment event, how many women in there do you see versus men?
I mean, slap full.
You see what I'm saying? And so then we wonder why the mental capacity of the relationship doesn't go the distance, because you're unequally yoked. Because the man feels like he knows everything already, and you've already stifled the growth of that relationship.
which is a form of pride.
Boom. And what does
That
what does the
wall.
word say? Pride comes before a fall.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all of that. So if we're not growing, and you don't have to grow at the same rate, because sometimes it's almost impossible. But the fact that we're in the same boat is what makes that boat continue to sail in the right direction. You may be on the third floor of the boat, and I may want to be on the first floor of the boat. That's fine, but we still on the boat together.
Exactly.
And we're still traveling in the same direction. The problem is a lot of times we traveling in two different directions. She wants to go make herself better. We cool. We chilling. You know what I'm saying? And it works both ways. So y'all, all, don't miss us with the comments. But it's just what came to me on top. Because statistic-wise, women have moved up the chain when it comes to education and empowerment. The stats are there to prove it.
There's no cap.
So it's no cap. So it's easy for me to connect with you, but can I relate to you? So that's why in you out there trying to build relationships with people, make sure it's based on the fact of relationship, because as long as we can relate, there's connection. It's automatic. But I can't relate to you just because I'm connected to you. But if I can relate to you, it's automatic gonna be a connection.
You know what? I think, and it's crazy you say that.
That's good, bro.
That is good, because it's
That's
a
good.
person who I know. It's a person who I know. We relate. We got a lot relatable. Is that even? Does that word even sink in? Well, okay, so the relativity. That's not a word. I just made it up. It's definitely there, but the connection got it got gaps in the connection. And now if I'm thinking like you can relate to somebody, but the time y'all supposed to connect, it could be delayed. It might not be time for you to connect with them yet. You know what I'm saying? But as long as that, it's almost like
That's true.
it's almost like the relativity. That's even a word.
Yeah.
It is the day.
That's like the flow, the blood flow in your legs or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as soon as that relativity get cuts off, that blood flow is gone. Now it's gangrene. That leg has to go. Those toes have to go. That whatever. As soon as that blood flow get cut off, it's a wrap.
And you have to want to be relatable. You have to want to do that, because if it's just this one thing that I connected to you because of that one thing, I'm not looking for all the other qualities or other things that are relatable to you that can make this situation very, can make it in a way that this can be sustainable. That can make it in a way that like this isn't. It's just like a boat. You put trash in it, you put things in it, it starts to sink. Or if you're rolling with somebody, you thinking everything good, they poking a hole in your boat and creating an exit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like, hey, everything's good, but there's some holes in your story. So I feel like they're even with the connection, right? I've connected with a lot of people, but I haven't related.
You are like that long thing in the studio with all the sockets. What's that thing called?
Y'all would know before I would. Y'all would be in the studio.
Which one? The
it got a switch on it. You turn the power on and you can put a whole bunch of plugs in it. What's that thing called?
Now, are you talking about on the board or just the
I'm talking
like
about,
the preamp or?
Now you can have it on the flow. Let's plug this in. Let's plug this in. Let's plug this in. Then you hit this
Oh, like a surge protector?
Yeah, you are extra connectable. He is, bro. Like you have to, and you know that's your brother. You already know. But for people who don't, who come across you, at the job. Look, I said, bro, okay, we chop it up. You know, we chop it up. He said, bro, I need more. I said, bro, I got you, bro. I'm gonna put you on. So I went to my manager at the time. I said, Miss Tanya, like, I got my boy, like my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he that guy.
She was like, application, put it in, right? So, bro, 3 days later, no, like a week later, she pulled me in the office. She was like, "Oh my God, I cannot wait to hire him. Like, I can't wait to give him a uniform. I love him already." Like, just like I say, you ain't never met him yet. Like,
Wow.
you ain't never. Like,
But
bro,
I can relate.
He already had, and that's the thing.
Wow.
Relativity and connectivity. I'm making up words, y'all. You feel me? But those two things combined with your character.
Yeah.
He had a presence on the job before he got there.
Bro.
He had a certain stature about his name before he got there.
Yeah.
Before he put a uniform on.
Yeah.
His uniform, he was already employee of the week before he punched in the clock.
Wow.
That's crazy.
To be completely honest, like he already had a certain high. They already had high expectations about him before he even got there, bro.
Yeah. That's just like the statement says, your character precedes you. It goes before you. So
You have to be in rooms you have no idea who people talking about.
Yeah.
Like, no idea. It's crazy that you say that because it's like, even at work, this happened like Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday. And I was going to the nurse, was like, yeah, I'm here to, for room 4 or 3, one of them. And she was like, what's your name? I was like, Napoleon. She's like, oh, you that rapper. Okay.
What?
Bro, like, and bro, like the name has been around just in the amount of CDs I was able to bless people with, and they hit me back with like, yo, this is a nice project. Like, but just my personality, just like I said, we talked about it. Make sure you check out the episode of First Class. I just want to give them a first class experience,
Right.
And that's what I'm gonna continue to do.
Right.
Me and the security guard Earl that came to the release party. Every time he's like, last night he's like, "Hey, where you at?" I was like, "Oh, welcome to the ED, man." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna be in the lobby, or I'm gonna be here in the ER somewhere. Let's link up." Every time we always dap it up, and it's just a rapport that I just built with the people there, man. It's just like it's amazing what God's doing in that. And so it teaches the importance of being relatable and not just trying to connect with somebody. Because if you're just trying to connect with somebody, you're going to miss out on a whole lot.
Yeah.
But bro, look, but check this out though. I was in here.
The B2S podcast is brought to you by No Grind, No Glory Apparel, R828 edition. It's a reminder to stay strong, to be courageous, to starve your fears, and to feed your faith. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, just know that you were born to stand out and make an impact. Head over exclusively to www.nogrindnoglory.net and grab you some merch as a daily reminder that all things work together.
I was sitting here thinking we talking about that. Somebody said, "Hey, I need some counseling." Blah, blah, blah. I said, "Well, you go to the church and holla, blah blah blah. Woo do woo." Man, they got so many pastors. Why they?
Which pastor I go to?
Look, man, they got so many. They got the parking lot pastor, like, but they got the. I say, see, now you tripping. I say, you gotta
Open door
understand, like,
pastor.
if it's real, you need. Not saying nobody's smaller than nobody, but everybody
They have a specific role.
Yeah.
posting pillars. Like, if it's something that's major going on, then you might have to contact
A pillar.
PJ. You might have to contact PJ, Pastor Jeff. If it's something that Pastor Tim can handle, not saying he know Pastor Tim heavy. Everybody know Pastor Tim heavy.
Yeah.
Everybody know that. But if it's something he can handle, don't leave Pastor Jeff alone.
Right.
Leave
Right.
him alone.
Right.
If it's something that you can handle, leave Pastor Jarvis alone.
Right.
Let him. Pastor Jarvis got something that he need to do. He need to be handled with.
Right.
I handle it for him.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's how and honestly, that's how it should be too, man. I'm gonna let you finish, but it
Go
goes
ahead,
with right
bro.
what you're saying.
Go ahead, bro.
TD Jake said this right here, and I said, "Ooh, boy, every ministry in their bummer need to hear this right here." He said this right here, and he was talking about his leadership team, and he just made a comment. He said there was a situation where he had got upset about something, and basically the problem was this right here. He said, no. He said, no. He said, no. He said, I want y'all to hear me out. He said, here's the problem right here. He said, if I'm mad about a situation and you didn't get mad about it before me, then that's the problem. And you're a part of my team. You're a part of my staff. So
we have to position ourselves to equip ourselves to be a part of the food chain. Because if those that we are in leadership under are entrusted to a certain level and it doesn't make them better than nobody, you just understand the significance of their role, then that's our sole responsibility as a relationship to take that weight off of them. Exactly. Just like when we was going through each and every one of what we do, we came together in those conversations, those going out, to grab a little bite to eat or some wings or something. We took that weight from each other in that moment.
Yeah.
And left with clarity and understanding and how to move forward within handling whatever that was weighing us down.
Yeah.
Because that's the importance of having a pillar in your life. They can point out your blind spots. They can point out things that you have no clue or understanding of. Like, okay, it's like cloudy over here, brother. Let me X, Y, Z. This is what it is. That's what you need to focus on. This is what you need to work on. It ain't bad, but it ain't good at the same time. Like it's and it's to further you, and so you could be a pillar to others. Yeah. Because it's hard to be a pillar, because then you'll start being a post.
Yeah, and then that's why you have in that building. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, because that is completely right. The top dog shouldn't have to handle everything, because he or she can. And so that's why when you have a building structure, you don't have that pillar in one place. You have it in multiple places that it is necessary to carry the weight, to balance out the weight from the building.
Exactly.
And that's and that's what leadership is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and let you tap in, but I just want to share that because that was real profound what TD Jake said.
Because there was like you got so many, it's like because like if it's some look, I was reading so like condolences to this whole table, because bro, I saw the thing. I keep your mom's, my grandma's, and my dad's. What is it called?
The
obituary in the top drawer. So I opened the drawer. Your mom's right there. My dad's right there. My grandma's right there. And I grabbed my dad's obituary. I was like, oh man, here it go. Yeah. Just to see my man's. You know what I'm saying? So to like kind of reassure that. I'm gonna make sure this surname, this last name is gonna do what it's supposed to do on my end. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying that I'm gonna make $1 trillion million, but I'm gonna set a certain tone for the halls. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know where that came from. But so I was like, they said you got so many. I'm like, no, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like so. My stepmom. I think she's still grieving, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, like, cause everybody, I was grieving today, right? So, y'all don't kill me, Christians, but I think I was reading in 1 Timothy. I love the book of Timothy. 1 Timothy. I can't tell you what chapter it was, but it's a portion of the scripture where the Apostle Paul, Paul wrote the letter to Timothy. So he's basically, in this portion, this chapter, he's telling Timothy, he's talking about widows. So in this portion, I'm finna paraphrase, because most definitely. So in this portion, he's talking about if there's a group of women in the church who's already catering to the person who was widowed, let that group cater to those women who was widowed. So that leaves room for the church to be a safety net for the ones who don't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody got to play their position. Right. The front post is in the front for a reason.
Right. Exactly.
Right. The side post is in the side for a reason.
Right.
They still have to collect the roles.
Right. The assistant coach is the assistant coach for everybody. Can't be the head coach.
Right.
You got a whole bunch of people telling everybody what to do at the same time. No, bro.
Right.
Don't work like that.
It don't work like that. And then guess what? When you have, because everybody, when it's time for you to play a supportive role, you play a supportive role. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like, bro, you gotta know when to be.
You have to.
Yeah. Yep. You can't afraid to be that either.
You know what? And that's why, and we not bashing, but that's what I think. That's what women be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like when they be looking for the guy to step up, like I need you to be the post right now. I mean the pillar right now, not the post. This is major in my life. It might be major to you.
Right, but it's major to me.
It's major to me. Can you please be my pillar right now?
Right.
And then you come with that post stuff, you gonna mess with
Right. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I've done that.
Yeah.
My ex, you know what I'm saying? My ex-wife or whatever. It was not. And now you know when you look back at stuff.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When you look back at the blueprint, oh, I messed up right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I messed up on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like once the crane ball comes and knocks down the building, and you can see the termites and you can see the stuff. Oh, okay. The foundation is off right here. Okay, so she would be having something that's wrong or something that she needed. Maybe she wasn't vocal. It's my job to understand. It's my job to be able to detect. It's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, what's to tap into that person?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she'll be having something wrong, and it'll be she needs a pillar, but she's not saying nothing. Sometimes the person not gonna say nothing. Sometimes they're not gonna say nothing. Sometimes they don't know what to say.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or they're trying to filter what to say so it don't come off as not being disrespectful, but as it come off as making you feel less than.
Right.
It's just trying to really filter and find the right words to speak and say so it doesn't hurt your feelings or don't make you feel less than you already feeling, because you know ultimately a real man wants to do them things without a woman having to suggest those things.
Right.
Like a real man, like he wants to do those things. He wants to take care of his woman, his family. And if he's not in a position to do that, then it just be like sometimes it's like a seesaw. It's like, you know, maybe you have some things going on here that can kind of help me to where I'm at, and then you know I'm back on my A game. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the man, even though sometimes we can't get confused with the circumstances of who the actual man is. And just because the situation can be a pillar, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's not. It just means that circumstance and that situation is a pillar, and it can make him look like a post.
Oh man.
Hey.
Yeah. Especially when he haven't been around other pillars to know how to deal with a situation.
Right.
You just got to give him patience.
Yeah.
Right.
Time it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's everything, bro. That is everything, because you have quite a few men that are pillars. You just, every situation is case by case.
Yeah.
And you have to recognize and be aware and relatable, because if it's just connect, and it goes back to that connectivity, what kind of connection were you looking for? How were you planning on to connect? Because sometimes the origin of the connection could be just off of what your unrealistic expectations are. Because you're not really analyzing the situation because of what you desire to have and what you want.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah, because just like you said, the circumstance can dictate what you need at that time.
Exactly.
And then if that person don't know how to give that to you, then it creates a whole nother situation. Yeah.
And then it becomes a trickle effect, because now it tears down the self-esteem of the man.
Right. Or the woman.
Or the woman. You know, whatever the situation is.
Right.
Now, if you just being opposed, and that's different.
Right.
No, but see,
you ain't trying to correct nothing. We ain't talking to y'all.
But see, but when you don't know what to do, like every time, and I was thinking about this last week, no cap, like when you don't know what to do, whatever you, like when you get knocked down, right? When you get knocked down, whatever you do, when you get knocked down, that's the substance of who you are. So like,
that's good too. Yeah.
That's really
you know
good.
what I'm saying? So like, and that gives your mate or your business partner, even though you don't have the answer right now,
right?
However you react to the situation, that's what make them rock with you and believe y'all gonna be straight.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
If y'all money get low and you just
you bounce, or you know what I'm saying?
You bounce back.
you bounce, or you maybe you start heavily drinking or heavily smoking, or maybe you is short-tempered and stuff like that. You showing, you're showing like, yo, things is shaky. I don't know what's going. You showing, but if your money low and stuff get jacked up, something happen crazy left field, and then your girl see you praying more, or she see you reading your Bible more, or she see you. Let's say you starting a business, so you got something going, and you fumble the ball on something, but after you fumble the ball, she see you reading more on what you trying to do. That's showing her, that's showing your business partner, that's showing your mom, that's showing your brother, look, it ain't right now, but I'm doing the things to make sure we bounce back and get it straight.
And your actions are saying it's gonna be all right now. Right.
Yeah.
Like it may be crazy right now.
Right.
But it's gonna be all right. Because even what I learned about myself in the previous relationship was just like, man, I'm barely home. I'm doing over beyond what I can do, and in the power of what I can, and just leave the rest to God. Like, you should be worried if I'm at home twiddling my thumbs and playing video games all day. That's when you should be worried.
Right.
And it's just like, man, like, show recognition of what I am doing.
Right.
Not of what you fail to see, what you don't want because you're a logistic person.
Right.
Like, this should be like this at this time. No, my life is unorthodox.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, the way my life set up,
Don't work like that.
I got to move my from this account to this account.
Listen, I feel like Joseph, you know what I'm saying? And prison, done forgot about, you know what I'm saying? You still working toward, you still interpreting dreams, a.k.a. you still working towards the vision, you know what I'm saying?
Interpretate dreams while locked up, they won't let me out.
And it, bro, I'm telling you, man, and it's just like, sheesh, like, because we always feel like, now, can we just catch a break?
Yeah.
Just with everything that's going on in the world, period.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we have to learn how to pour more into our men and our women and our children, in a manner that they can really receive from the place of wherever they at. Because if they're not in a place to relate to you, how can they connect to you?
Right. Exactly. And that's what makes, and I could just say this because I'm in that space, and you are too. So I know you see it.
Yeah. Definitely.
and you are too. And is when you come into a place when they can see that you can relate to the kids, they you don't even have to say nothing. The teachers see the connectivity, and they be like, "Yeah, you can come back." Yeah. Like he really relates to the kids. They're in tune to what he's saying. Blase. It makes a world of difference.
It does.
It makes a world. So if it can do that for a child, just imagine what can happen with your relationship as an adult.
Bro.
Because we're you know what I'm saying? Because we're both growing we're supposed to be both growing together, even though it may be at different times. You know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't be the same guy at 45 that I was at 30 and 35. That's the problem if it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even if just a little bit of growth, at least it's growth.
Something.
Yeah, like you were saying, at least look at what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you should be worried if I just be like, all right, man, bump it then. You know what I'm saying?
I
I could have
that
just
conversation.
throw my hands up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
The pillars change.
Yeah.
Because
it does. In seasons. Yeah.
The pillars change because what you're trying to build, bro, when I was 25, trying to build some reckless junk, so my pillars was all jacked up. But now I'm 35. So it's I'm putting things in places in my life that okay, this is the type of, it's not all the way done yet, but I want this type of structure for my life and for my family, for my future wife and my future family and my son's future family. So I'm gonna put these pillars. I'm gonna put these pillars up. I'm gonna slowly pull them up because this is how I see. Like, you ever seen somebody building a house and it take them like 3 years? Taking their time building it.
Yeah.
They're picking out the
it's
takes
that's
time.
a custom.
It's custom.
Take
That's
years and stuff
the
like
certified
that.
custom.
And when you see people with great lives and great legacies and great marriages, bro, they took the time to be intentional
Right.
about what they was doing and where they put where. What person, when it's time to, what person you put where, who do you put where, bro. And I hope she see this too. I got you, Doug. I'm coming to you. You about to explode. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You about to explode. Go ahead, bro.
Do your thing, dog. Do your thing.
So look,
Come straight from the house.
I'm coming from the house, man. So look, one of my favorite. I know it's bad to have favorites, but I got an older sister. Her name is Petal. Hey, Petal, I love you. So it's my older sister. She one of my favorite people too, because
Yeah, she cool, man.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, she cool, man.
when she look out cute and cuddly, cause she 4'11". But when it's time for you to, how can I say this right here? When it's time to you to get shown who you are, that's the person who I go to. Like Petal. I'm not even worried about how to make it better. Cause sometimes you can't make nothing better when you don't know where you messed up at.
Right.
Because it's two sides to a coin, right? So everybody is on how I feel and what I think. My sister Petal, bro, when you want to know where you messed up at, Petal, this is a situation, tell me where I was wrong at. When I tell you, it's like the dog from the Sandlot.
Straight sniper. Huh?
What?
Come for your head.
And she come from...
She got that sniper anointing.
For real. Yeah, she do. She do.
Shooter.
She does. And you need one of those as your pillars.
Yeah.
Because she get on, and she with me it's real blood raw, because she know I'm real when you're real analytical and you can break stuff down, you have the tend to see stuff from your way from it. Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? So when you real logical, I think it's this way, yeah. Well, I think, and she like, no, bro, this not what you think. This is, you were wrong right here. And you was wrong right here. And this is why she did that. And this is why he said that. And this why this right here, you need to fix this right here. Straight up. And matter of fact, don't even do this until you fix that. And don't even call me until you fix that. And then if you don't fix it, and if you don't fix it, they ain't gonna rock with you until you fix it.
Yeah.
Because you ain't finna bring that over here.
Right. Because if you ain't willing to fix it there, I know if
You
something
can't
would
fix it
happen
here.
here,
Right.
you're not willing to fix it here.
Right.
Right.
So my sister Petal,
See you.
she will let you know when you wrong. And if she really rock with you, like I give my sister Petal and I love my sister Dana too. I give them two the green light. Somebody need a green light. Somebody need a green light in your life, bro, to where it's like, whether you ask for it or not, they have the green.
They have the privilege. They have the access.
They have to.
Right.
Because and those people are gonna tell you what they need to tell you because they care about you. It's gonna hurt a little bit.
Right.
I know for sure my sister Petal love me to life, bro.
Right.
Because of how she tell me when I'm wrong, bro. And then when I come back and tell her that I fixed it or I did an adjustment, how she like, good job, said, good job, little bro.
Yeah.
That's how
Because
it's supposed
That's
to
how
be.
what we done. Yeah. That reaffirmation.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I'm saying?
reaffirm your position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Reaffirm that
Exactly.
establishment
She be
in
like,
the position.
good job.
You know what I'm saying?
Because now, because my sister Petal, she one of the realest people I know, bro. And if you faking, bro, she not rocking with you. She don't care if you family or not, mama or not. My mama pull a stunt, my deuce is like cut off. You talk to your sister Petal? You talk to her? You talk to her? Yeah, well, she be. I said, Mom, you got to get it right. Because you come with that fakeness, Petal's just not on it.
Everybody can give it.
Faking.
Well, her,
That's what's up,
if you come with that fakeness and her husband, it's the
Faking.
same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you come right now with that fugazi, they're not on that, bro.
Yeah, he cool too, man.
Yeah.
Not at
You know
all.
what I mean?
Yeah,
He talk
they-
for a good little minute
yeah.
at the event, man. Yeah, he
So
cool.
shouts out to Omari and Petal, man.
Yeah.
Shouts out to y'all, man.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah, he cool, man.
That's real good.
Your gears was turning. So before I switch gears, before we get ready to head out,
You know your blueprint.
yeah,
You know how you want your foundation to be.
yeah,
You know who you want to connect with because of the experience that you have with whoever you come across with, right?
yeah,
So think about how, when you think about the ministry, when they start to expand, what do? They add on.
mm-hmm. Okay.
They grow. They expand. Well, it's your job to recognize and know, do I want to add a post or do I need to add a pillar here?
Right.
Because now you're going to get to a place where you're going to need more pillars than posts because of the structure and the weight that carries and how the of what you see. So I say that to say this: you have to be intentional with your blueprint to be relatable, to be able to know what connection is needed to sustain the blueprint that you're building.
Boy, you said I'm out fool.
That's what I was like when he was like with the customized house 3 years. Like ooh.
Yeah.
But only you know your customized blueprint, man. Go ahead, tag in. You it.
Don't do it.
I did it. I did it.
Okay. Yeah,
More
'cause
fire.
we're looking at relationships, and
Right.
everybody. We talked about this, but I'm finna hit this other. And it's actually gonna piggyback right where you was going.
Come on, dog.
So everybody's trying to come already fixed and prepared. Well, if he don't got this, and he don't, and she, and you like, well, if we are constructing a relationship, then that means there are processes in that relationship, just like it is in construction, that has to be built.
Yeah.
The materials and the items don't already come made, not all of them.
Because that's not the preset for that customized build. Like this screw is not actually, you won't need that type of screw for this type of foundation.
Exactly.
Or this building or whatever you're building on and working towards.
And even with the concrete, it has to be mixed before it can be poured.
So how we gonna mix it?
You see what I'm saying? So there are bricks. You know, they may have a section off onto the left. You know, that's where all the bricks at. So they got to get the bricks and boom, boom, boom. But then they got the mix the concrete and the mortar and all that stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we come already
With our
prepared
preconceived notions.
and
What?
preconceived notions, what are we building? There's nothing to build, just like you said earlier. So when it's time to add on, we can't add on because we don't know what to add on because we didn't spend enough time with each other to understand what each other's needs were because we didn't give each other the grace and the time to be able to be built and constructed.
That's those love languages.
Exactly.
Gary Chapman, I tell dudes and ladies at my job all the time, please read this book.
Please.
The 5 love languages.
It will save your life.
It helps out in all relationships, homies, moms, sisters, definitely your female, or definitely any female you're trying to, court, or that's a church term, but get to know.
That's an old school term.
Yeah,
It is, but I embrace it wholeheartedly.
You coating, boy.
You counting, but yeah, just like it's the 5 love languages, man. Like to get to know what make that person tick. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was talking about, my ex from that situation where something happened and I didn't know, that's because I wasn't tapped in because I didn't know one of her love languages. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know because we were still. You can be with someone and everything. Y'all got houses and cars and y'all do bills together and all that, and everything's still extra superficial. Even when all the goo goo gaga love gone, y'all
deal with that.
y'all intellect with each other is superficial.
Yeah.
All y'all do was bills. Like y'all no emotional, like no heart. They don't know you. They don't know what. They don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that what they talking about is those love languages, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, man. And I think the best thing we can leave our viewers with this, I feel like this is one of the best ones, like top 3.
Keeps getting gooder and gooder.
Keeps getting better,
gooder and gooder.
and gooder. But evaluate who are your pillars and evaluate who are your posts.
Yeah.
And you don't have to throw the post away. This is just mental notes to understand
Knowing when and where to put 'em.
where exactly, and realize, okay, who is this person in my life right now?
Yeah.
What role do they play? I had came across an Instagram post, and I remember the dude was like, man, it was good too, because he was explaining about how, man, somewhere along the line the communication got kind of disconnected, because I assumed that you was doing this role, but because we grew apart in a sense, now I'm thinking you're still on this role, but you're not.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, that's good, because like
Yeah.
we always preconceive they are always going to be this type of person,
Right.
this type of role, because of the memories and the connection that you once had, but it's not relatable anymore, because now the connection is it's cut short,
Yeah, for sure.
because everything within that season was needed to be within that season.
Yeah.
And so that's why I have to be careful with just be like, want to connect with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what is the reason?
Right.
Like, bro, like I've been having people out the yin yang, hey bro, let's work together. Hey, let's do this, let's do that, this, that, and the third. It's just like it's been like rapid, and I have to be able to discern. Okay, cool. This is what that is, and I know what's not going to go any further, because I know the reason of why you here. It's dangerous when I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is it because then you're gonna have people around you that you don't need to have around you, because they're gonna be like leeches.
Right.
Yeah.
They just, and you got people who are willing to play that long game.
Right. Right.
They can play face real good. So just understand, do some self-evaluation. I'm gonna just leave it here. Self-evaluation. Who are your pillars? Who are your posts? Who are your people who's willing to help you go from season to season to season to season, like clockwork?
Right.
Because I always say this, like, ever since I got this revelation, I've always said this. I say, people will show you who they are, which means they will tell you that, okay, I'm gonna always be here for you. Actions tell me that. Your consistency tell me that.
Right.
So don't tell me something that you're not meaning wholeheartedly. You know how people, they always say, oh, I'll be here for, for life. I see a whole lot of people for life has become posts.
Right.
They ain't pillars no more.
Right.
But
Can't
again,
handle the weight
yeah.
of the situation. Yeah.
Well, because I've awakened to some things too.
Yeah.
And when they're used to you being a certain person like that, this is Doug. Nah, it's a new Doug.
You know what, bro?
You know what I'm saying? It's a new Doug.
You know what, bro? If I can say something real quick before we get up out of here.
You can, cuz.
Go ahead, dog.
And this is something that I constantly am doing, like, all the time. I am, like, depending on, be mindful of what you trying to build, right? Be mindful of the future you're trying to build. Because where you at right now, where I'm at, you and anyone who's watching, who's going to see this in the future, where you at right now, it's not going where you going to be at 5 years later.
Right.
Exactly.
Right? So, depend on what you trying to build. Be mindful of what you going to be. For example, pillars are thick. That's a whole bunch of concrete. That's a whole bunch of bags. It's a whole bunch of substance in there. A post is small. A little bit of concrete. It could be a little 2x4 block or wood like that. So
That's it.
if you want
On your way.
something bigger than yourself, you gotta be making sure that you become a pillar. You can't
Facts.
you can't be trying to have
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Can't no small stick hold up no big building, bro. No. It don't work like
gonna
that.
break.
So how do you expect to have this high level relationship, this high level guy, this high level woman, this high level job, if you don't do what it takes to pour into yourself so you can be something real thick and solid to maintain and hold it up?
Boy, you said a
You know
mouthful.
what I'm saying? So just be mindful of make sure that you are doing the work on yourself so you can also hold up what you're trying to build.
Be the pillar that you wish to receive in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh my goodness, bro. And then don't be too big to where you can't be someone's post.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not like you're not unpostable anymore just because you got a little statue. You're not unpostable anymore because you got a little money. You're not unpostable anymore just because you got a little following. You're not unpostable anymore just because your girl look good now.
Right.
Because the last 3 was busted. like you're not unpostable just because your kids are doing good now. You got the car you want now. No, you still gotta be someone's post.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone's big stuff to them is gonna be light work to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can help somebody out, a problem that's really smart to you that you done been through and breezed through.
Mm-hmm.
You can help somebody out if it's like oh man, I can't figure this out, bro. Man, look, I'm gonna tell you what to do, and you can help them breeze through it.
Shoot that game to them
You see what I'm
because it's
saying?
gonna be needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you put that in. I actually meant to say that earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, because a lot of times we're looking at the outside, but can you be a pillar yourself for somebody else?
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's good, man.
Because you may be the post in somebody else's life. Just saying.
Right.
And pillars, not just people. We talking about anything that's gonna hold up. You know what I'm saying? It could be better education. It could be whatever's gonna hold up what you're trying. It could be morals.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like whatever's gonna hold up what you're trying to do. Cause if you want a new car, you want a new house, but you got really bad stewardship.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
a post. You got, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It won't hold up. You want the 4-bedroom, but you.
Right.
You ain't willing to keep the kitchen clean.
Yeah,
ain't
you
willing
can't
to
have
vacuum,
posts.
make your bed.
You can't have post intentions with pillar dreams, bro. You can't do that. Like you gotta.
Okay, we got to go.
We got to cut this off. We got to
go.
cut. God bless you and good night.
Hey.
Dang.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying, bro.
Dang.
Can't have pillow dreams with post intentions.
You can't you can't expect to want your woman this type of stature, your guy this type of stature, and if you're not, bro, you can't do that, bro.
He over there and hold that up.
You can't. Okay, let me shut up, bro. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
Bro, that's facts, man. That's facts.
So factual.
That's facts. But that's good stuff, bro. That's a good way to cut it off. And I wanted to include this, so we're gonna include this on the way out, man. Jamal King, man. He's a big pillar in ET's life, and that whole gamut of them guys. And he has this thing called the 5 Pillars for Life. So I just wanted to share that with the audience before we get ready to get up out of here, because it piggybacks right off you talked to what you just got through talking about, said when you started naming different pillars in the areas of your life. So these are the pillars that he used to govern his life, but I thought it would be good to share with our audience.
For sure.
Because it does that. So just in case if you're trying to figure out, well, if you want to be out there, write down what your pillars are and whose pillar in each section of your life. But these are his 5 pillars, and I think they're all good. And I think they're all relatable to everybody as we get ready to close out. And he's the 9-to-5 millionaire. You can check him out online and everything, man. Dope dude.
Real dope.
Been following him for the last couple of years. But his 5 pillars for life is this right here: faith, family, finance, fitness, and freedom.
That covers it.
That covers everything. It's like, who are your pillars in those areas of your life that you can count on? You know what I'm saying? So we just want to leave that out there with y'all, man, with the audience. Give y'all something to think about, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Keep the comments coming. We're loving it. We're having a great time, man. So, hey, man, I said we want to keep you guys too long, man, but it's been lovely. It's been great, man. We had another great episode. So tune in next week and we can continue to keep this thing rolling and just continue to support your boys, man. We trying to do something good. I am create some great content for you guys. So, but hey, that's it, man. So remember this, what we always say, man. We'll see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. And if you think different and be different, you had the opportunity to live different. And once again, we'll see you on the other side of success. Yo, we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.
Peace.